before. And it's about like 5 pages only. Simple. So the the process before was yung paano bibigyan kami ng parang problem, no? So in a paper. So then we're going to read it and study it, and then we will prepare a SWOT analysis out of it. So this is actually the one that I prepared, and the issues on a college, no, school. Yung ginawa namin ng SWOT analysis. Well, class SWOT analysis is commonly used for businesses, no? Management, administration, but we can also use it not to analyze, because it's actually an analysis. So we can also use it to analyze the technology, no, that you will choose or you have chosen. As a final requirement in subject STS. So there are actually 11 parts of the SWOT analysis in this format. Though there are some other formats, no, for SWOT analysis, but to be uniform, we just use this one. So the first part is the title. So I put here the name of the school, no? So the Redville College. So kayo naman siguro pwede niyo ilagay diyan, halimbawa, no? Nuclear power plant. Yan. Or yun yung pinakasimpleng title nilalagay niyo dito, pero ito pwede niyo ilagay yung title as, for example, nuclear power plant for a sustainable energy source in the Philippines. So it's a good topic. So what is the science behind nuclear power or nuclear energy? What's the technology? Nuclear power plant. No? What's the issue? Nuclear power plant for a sustainable energy source in the Philippines, considering that the current status of the Philippines in terms of energy consumption, no? Kulang na kulang tayo. Kaya naman ang reason kung bakit mahal yung binabayaran natin pagdating sa mga electric bills natin, no? Because of the scarcity in the energy source here in the Philippines. So, yun yung title ko, Redville College. Point of view, part 2. Point of view. Ano naman yung point of view? Yung point of view class, you is the persona, no? Or what would be the personality of the person doing the analysis. So in this case, I considered the new president of this school as my point of view. It is at the point of view of the new president in addressing the problem and doing the analysis. Okay? So it's up to you naman doon sa gagawin ninyong analysis kung kaninong point of view. Pwedeng siguro, no, yung example ko, yung nuclear power plant, pwedeng yung secretary ng Department of Energy, pwedeng yung secretary ng Department of Science and Technology, or pwede rin mismo si President of the Republic of the Philippines, no? If yung problem na ilalagay nyo dyan ay national, at a national level, no, yung problem. So kung local level lang naman, siguro mayor, ganyan, nasa sa inyo. Pwede rin ordinary citizen kung meron kayong gagawang solution ba naman yung yan. Pero syempre, as much as possible, in the point of view, you will put a persona in which meron siyang authority, isang person in authority, na merong kakayahan in a position na gumawa ng action para ma-solve yung problem. Okay? So I put there the new president. Number 3, time context. So in terms of time context, ito yung total duration, no, of how they're going to address a particular problem. So the analysis, the planning of the action, of the activities or actions that you are going undertake to solve the problem, etc., etc. The total time, that is time context. So here, I put here sample, February 1, 2007 to May 8, 2018. So I believe, based on the I'll be able to address the problem, or I can solve the problem, no, of the Redville College as the new president. So that will be part 3. Part 4 is statement of the problem. So of course, class, no, it should be basic that we need to state our problem, because what's the point of doing analysis if you don't have any problem to solve, diba? So you have to state the problem. So here I put the problem as the college presently lacks of a strong leadership, which results to inefficient and effective management. So basically, ang problema ng school, base sa analysis ko at base dun sa problem, sa pagkakaintindi ko sa problem, sa exam na binigay sa amin is it lacks leadership, no? Which resulted to inefficient and effective management of the school. So that's the problem. Remember that when we talk of objective, your sentence should always start with the word to, no? So objective is, of course, your goal is to solve the problem or address the problem. So here, napaka-direct nung point ko, no? Ano yung problema? Lacks of strong leadership. So, sagot ko kagad, to provide effective and strong leadership and to search for the best management approach to address its current problems. So, ganun din yung sa inyo, no? Basta ang objective, yun yung solution na nakikita mo. In scientific method, this is considered as a statement of the hypothesis. You are going to suggest a temporary solution to the problem. And then, why temporary? Because you still need to conduct analysis whether that would be an acceptable hypothesis or not. So, that is part number 5. So far, parts 1 to 5, do you have any questions?
None, sir.
Okay, great.
Sir, meron po.
Yeah, what was your problem?
Sa part 3, yung time con, ano yun? Hindi ko po kasi nag-gets yung parang nakalagay po yun parang yung apa yung month. Parang ano pa, mag-invent na lang kami ng month.
Okay, I repeat, no, when we talk of time context, it is actually the total duration. It is the total time that you think you need in order to execute all your plans, no, including the planning, the execution, the evaluation, the monitoring, etc., etc. So that's the overall time that you need in order to address the problem. So as I said earlier, as the new president, based on my analysis, no, I can address this problem in just a matter of 14 months. So that is what we mean by time context. Alright. Because remember, no, if you are doing an analysis, there should be a factor of time, no? Hindi naman pwedeng ongoing yung pagsusolve ng problema. Yung monitoring, pwede ongoing yan, no? Monitoring and evaluation, from time to time you need to evaluate, no? But then again, you have to set a date, no? A deadline on when you are able to address the problem. Otherwise, it's just a continuous problem. And it seems like you did not do anything at all kung hindi ka maglalagay ng timetable mo. So that is what we meant by time context. Any more questions? Any questions?
Bale, sir, excuse me.
Yes, sure.
Sir, di ba, for parang technology po yung topic namin, sir. So, hahanapan po namin yung problem.
Exactly. That's exactly the purpose. Bea, no? Was it Bea who is asking the question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Bea. That's exactly my point, no? Ang reason kung bakit gagamitan natin ng SWOT analysis is not all technology class ay advantages lang ang dulot sa society. Along our discussion, from the beginning of our class, no, we have traced, no, that some of the technologies has also brought negative impacts to society, isn't it? No. So, yun naman yung itatry nating i-address. Regardless kung anong uh, what do you call this? Anong factor or attributes, no, ng society siya nakaka-apekto. So for example, sa pag-uugali, yung technology sa pag-uugali ba ng mga tao, doon ba sa parts ng politics ba, pinalalala niya yung politika. So for example, yung nuclear power plant, no, kapag naging successful yan, gagamitin ng mga politiko yan. Magyayabang nila, tapos baka ma-turn into creating a nuclear power. So, pag meron ng nuclear power, nuclear energy, nuclear bomb, no? Nuclear weapon, kapag meron ng nuclear weapon ng Pilipinas, parang magiging North Korea na siya, no? See? So, yun ang magiging problema. Something like that. So, sa aspeto ng politics. At marami pa. So that is why you need to study. So it's not enough that you have already chosen your technology and then that's it. No? You really have to research on your chosen technology and study it so that you could make an effective analysis out of it. Any more questions? Did I answer your question? Bea?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Any more questions? So far, part 1 to part 5? I guess none, no? Hearing none. So, let's proceed. Part 6. So, in executing or providing a solution to your problem, you have to study and conduct analysis of your technology, chosen technology. And the reason why it is called SWOT analysis because we are going to consider 5 areas of consideration which are strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So, basically, pag sinabi natin strengths, ito yung direct, inherent na advantage brought by the technology to society. So, for example, nuclear energy, ano bang advantage ng nuclear energy? Or nuclear power? Isang advantage niyan is it can generate more than 800 billion kilowatt hours of electricity. Napakalaki nun, class, no? Strength yan, no? As compared to solar power, energy, to hydroelectric power, no? Iba, no? Yung advantage ng nuclear energy, 800 billion kilowatt hours of electricity per year, no? So, laki niyan, class. And also, ang strengths niyan, yung yung less emission ng carbon to the atmosphere. Yan yung mga strengths niya. In fact, class, you can actually just research all of this in Google, no? So you just type nuclear power, advantages of nuclear power, disadvantages of nuclear power, opportunities of using nuclear power, threats of using nuclear power. And that's it. Google will give you everything, no? So in the processes, you are already taking advantage of the technology, the easy access to information. So that is strength, class, no? Ang weakness naman, ano ba yung weaknesses niyan? Siyempre, ang weaknesses naman ng nuclear energy, it requires it requires a high-end technology or advanced technology in putting up a nuclear power plant, especially that there is a threat, no? Mamaya discuss natin yung threat, no? So, isa sa mga weaknesses ng nuclear energy, it requires talagang a technology, no? And of course, kung halimbawa ang topic natin ay nuclear possibility of putting up a nuclear power plant in the Philippines is the Philippines ready in terms of resources and technology to put up and operate a nuclear power plant here in our country? That's a weakness, no? So you can actually trace on that. You can check on that in Google as well. As I've said naman, you need to study your technology, chosen technology. Opportunities, ano naman yung mga opportunities? So ito naman, opportunities, ito yung mga unseen, no? Or future chances or openings for the use of your technology, no? Um, ano ba yung mga pwede nating ilagay na mga opportunity ng paggamit? So, halimbawa, no, pag na tayong meron tayong nuclear power plant, then that will definitely increase the the amount, no, or the payment that we spend, no, for the energy consumption here in the Philippines. So hindi na lang tayo aasa sa hydroelectric power plant, hindi lang tayo aasa sa 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 fossil fuel energy. So hindi na tayo bibili ng malaki, no, sa labas. So makakasave ang ating bansa. At at the same time, in return, no, tataas ang ekonomiya ng ating bansa. Another thing, no, another opportunity, because of this, siguro maaaring makahikayat tayo ng mga investors sa Pilipinas. Pumunta na tayo sa Pilipinas kasi sustainable na yung energy source nila doon. So, as a business entity, that would be an advantage, no, in running a business in the Philippines. So, in return naman sa Pilipinas, ang opportunity dun sa Pilipinas is mahikayat ka ng investors that will also add up to our economy. Diba? Something like that. So it depends on how you approach, no, your analysis. Threats. Ito ngayon yung threats. Yun nga, sabi ko nga, if the Philippines have already established its nuclear power plant, well, of course, there is really a possibility that these people, alam niyo naman ang threat ng politika, dahil pagkagahaman ng tao sa kapangyarihan, maaring gamitin nila to para sa pagbubuo ng nuclear weapon, no? Nuclear weapon, makapag-produce ng nuclear bomb. At yun nga, ipagyayabang ngayon ng Pilipinas yan, o meron na kaming nuclear weapon, so huwag nyo kaming api-apihin, no? So ito yung demand namin. So meron ng meron na magkakaroon ng bargaining power ang Pilipinas pag nagkaganon. At pwede yung gamitin sa pagsamantalahan ng mga gahaman ng mga politiko. At as a result, no, ituturing tayong parang North Korea rin ng mga bansa kapag gano'n. So that is a simple, just based on my class, no, on the spot analysis. So yun yung nakikita kong threat. So that is your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Now in your SWOT analysis class, I would like you to indicate at least 3, no, of these areas. So 3 sa strengths, 3 sa weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Sure, tataka siguro kayo sa opportunities, 2 lang yung nilagay ko dito. Well, based kasi dun sa binasa namin sa final exam namin, 2 lang yung nakikita kong opportunity.
Ano present number mo?
But here, since Google naman ang reference natin, so indicate at least 3 of each areas of consideration. Any questions so far? Part 6 class?
Si Sarah lang.
Are you still there?
Hanggang pagtandaan yun.
Wala na pong tanong.
Wala naman tanong. Okay, good. Okay, alright. So, let's proceed. So, assumption, no? So, the part 7 is assumption. Sir, ano itong part na assumption? Itong assumption class, ito yung analysis na hindi nyo kontrolado at wala kang magagawa kundi i-assume na lang na given siya, no? For example, um, ang assumption ko dito, ako yung bagong presidente ng school, Redfield College. And then I assume that I am already mandated by the board and I am capable and equipped. I have, as the new president, I am equipped with the necessary skills, no? Leadership skills that I can use in administering and managing the institution. Pero syempre, hindi ko naman kontrolado yon, no? Assumption nga eh, i-assume ko. Yan. Naintindihan niyo po ba yung part na assumption?
Dapat guilty siya. Ay, that guilty siya para...
Hello?
Ba't siya kasi sinabi yung...
Yes
Oh, halimbawa doon sa example ko kanina ng nuclear power plant, I will assume, no? I will assume that the Philippines is already ready, no? In terms of resources and also technology to put up and operate a nuclear power plant. Because I cannot control that. While I'm doing the analysis, I'm not really sure because I still need to do a lot of evaluation on the status of resources, no, and the requirements of putting up a nuclear power plant. So I will just assume na lang so that I can go on with my analysis. I will assume that the Philippines has sufficient energy sources and technology to put up and run a nuclear power plant. Alright. So part 8 is already the alternative courses of action. So of course, the reason why we're conducting SWOT analysis is to address a solution. Address a problem, providing a solution. So itong alternative courses of action, ito yung mga suggested solution mo bilang nagkakandak ng analysis. So I will require you to give me 2 alternative courses of action. So dito nilagay ko alternative course of action 1, hire a consulting agency specialist in management crisis and policy making. Because anong problema pa kanina? Lacks strong leadership, no? Which resulted to inefficient and ineffective management. So as the new president, I will hire a consulting agency that is a specialist in management crisis that could help me in starting a new beginning in this school, bilang bagong presidente ng school na yun. Another solution that I suggested was to create a task force that will conduct a thorough investigation of the current situation of the college, and then this task force will be tasked to analyze and review existing policies. Why you need to review? To check whether there is a need to change old policies or if there is a need to formulate or adapt new policies. And then you recommend the solution to the problem for implementation in the school. So dalawa lang naman yung hinihingi sa aming alternative courses of action. So I just prepared this book. And then after this, you have to choose kung alin sa dalawa ang i-execute mo. Kaya lang, paano ba mag-analyze? Paano ang pagpili? So, you will enumerate the advantages and disadvantages of each alternative courses of action. So, doon sa solution number 1, ito yung nakita kong advantage. Base rin pa rin ito doon sa binasa naming problem. So the consulting agency has the expertise in conducting investigation on the probable causes of the problems of the college without being partial, thus and recommend the best possible solution to the problem. Yun yung nakikita kong advantage ng pag-hire ng isang consulting agency. Hindi sila magiging bias, Dahil tagalabas sila, wala silang pakialam kung may masasagasaan sila o hindi ng mga dating opisyalis ng school kung sila talaga yung reason ng problema. Pangalawang advantage siguro na nakita ko is since galing sila sa labas, they can bring new management technique or strategy that can be used inside in our college or school. On the other hand, the disadvantages naman, nakita ko syempre dahil mag-hire tayo ng consulting agency, it will be expensive. So which will result to additional financial problem to the college. Ang problema nga class, naghihirap yung college dahil inefficient and ineffective yung management. Tapos gagastos ka pa. Yun yung nakikita kong disadvantage. Pangalawa, the consulting agency, being an outsider, might not suggest the best solution to the problem due to some constraints like internal culture in the school. Siyempre, dahil tagalabas sila, maaaring hindi talaga sila exposed doon or hindi nila alam kung ano yung kultura ng school. No? So, dahil tagalabas sila. So, problema sa loob, ang makakasolve ay tagaloob. Actually, yan ang nangyayari dito sa Iris ngayon. No? So, ang presidente natin ngayon ay tagaloob. Kung dati siyang dean ng engineering, dati siyang dean ng kasyata. No? Pero right now, anong nangyayari? Hindi na ako matutulog. Okay. Alternative course action number 2. Advantages. So, since mag-create tayo ng task force, I am the president, so I can just easily create a task force, no? So, right and there, action kagad, no? So, hence, actions could be done immediately. Hindi na ako maghahanap pa, mag-research pa kung ano ba yung the best ng consulting agency. Dito, hindi. No? Right away, patawag mo ng meeting, create ako ng task force, we will formulate yung mandates or yung duties and responsibilities ng task force, action kagad. So, yung timeliness, no? Isang factor yun. Pangalawa, no significantly great amount is needed. Siyempre, no? Hindi na ako mag-hire ng consulting agency, so makakasave ako ng amount or money or budget or funds para sa school. And I think that is an advantage. Number 3, chosen members of the task force are familiar on the current condition of the college because they are from the college, not from the school. So, alam nila kung ano yung problema talaga sa school. Disadvantage naman, isa lang ang nakita ko, no? The findings and recommendations of the team might be influenced by their personal relationship. Dahil tagaloob sila, ang iniimbestigahan nila ay tagaloob din, maaring no, mabahiran ng politika, no? Or pakikisama yung decision nila pagdating na sa magbibigay ng recommendation and findings sa akin bilang bagong presidente. So, given those advantages and disadvantages class, ang napili ko ay, so yan na yung part 10, no? Ang final decision and recommendation ko, yung second alternative course of action ang i-consider ko. Bakit? Ang prioritize ko, urgency and economy. No? Urgency dahil makaka-create agad ako ng task force. Economy dahil hindi na ako magbabayad pa ng outside agency, no? Para lang gawin yung investigation sa loob. Dahil itong naman, task force na to, ang majority ng mga members ay Tagalog din, mga middle management managers, no? Directors, team siguro, something like that. So that is your part 10. Now let's have the last part, which is plan of action or action plan. So your action plan has 4 parts, no? The activity, the objective, the person responsible, and time frame. So ano yung activity? So dapat plus pag tinanong yung activity, from the beginning, yung unang step mo, yung action mo na gagawin up to the last until mag-monitoring and evaluation ka. So dahil ang solution ko ay mag-create ng task force, I will call the top executives and then create the task force. Anong objective nun? Para i-focus ko yung sarili ko bilang bagong presidente ng school and to select the members of the task force and to formulate its mandate. So, sino ang person responsible? The new president, myself, no? And the time frame, ito yung naging question sa akin ng panel noon kasi nung pagkatapos nito, nag-defense kami class. So, ang tanong sa akin, Mr. Peralta, why is it that you put 1 week in conducting a meeting? So, tama nga naman, no? Sa meeting lang yan. Pero sabi ko, as palusot, I can hear something na naka-on yung mic? Okay. So, sabi ko naman, actually, this is not just a general one meeting. It is actually a series of meetings, and each meeting has specific objectives. Like in the first meeting, we will be get to know session, no? As the new president, I need to introduce and get to know, no, the people, and then maybe on the second session or in the second meeting, I will call for the creation of the task force, and then we will formulate the mandates, which I believe it cannot be done in just one session as well. So, yan. So, okay, sige. Pero mahaba masyado, sabi ng panel. No? But anyway, yun yung ibig sabihin ng time frame quest. Tapos pangalawa, pagkatapos kung ma-create yung task force, so mag-evaluation na, no? Evaluation of the current situation of the college and review existing policies. Anong purpose nun? Or objective? To determine what policies are to be improved and strengthened and what to be removed kung kinakailangan and to formulate new ones. Sino ang person responsible? Siyempre, yung task force members na yan. Time frame. Oh. Based on my analysis, I believe that in just a matter of 2 months, matatapos na yung evaluation ng task force on the existing policies of this school. And so on and so forth. Any question, class?
Sir, kung gano'n po karami yung sa plan of action, gano'n rin po karami yung gagawin.
Well, hindi naman kasing rami nito, mas marami pa nga dapat sa inyo. Depende yan kasi sa actions na gagawin mo, no? Depende yan sa action na gagawin mo until such time na ma-solve mo yung problema. Di ba meron tayong statement of the problem? Yes.
Sir, tanong ko lang po kung kailan yung deadline.
Okay. Deadline. So this is the sample of the gumawa na rin ako ng
Wait lang nga daw!
title page. So business administration, for example lang naman. Nuclear power plant for a sustainable energy source in the Philippines, a case study presented to Mr. Diego Peralta, blah, blah, blah. In fulfillment of the final requirement for the subject, science, technology, and society, then you put your